Hello everyone and welcome to my hangar. This is Sergeant Donut. I am going to be talking today about the Vanguard Warden hangar update for Star Citizen Alpha 2.1 PTU. This is the last day of the PTU, so I figured I would make a quick video to show you about the things that they've fixed or improved or just reworked since the 2.0 patch. Hopefully pretty soon everybody will have the 2.1, maybe even as early as tomorrow, question mark. Alright, well anyway, we'll start with the outside, talk about the improvements there, the changes. First improvement I see here, and well, it's a half improvement we'll say, the ballistic Gatling gun here. If you look at the, I guess the housing or the receiver here, it looks very nice. I think it has a higher graphical fidelity than it did before, higher polygon probably. Looks great. We have a little problem with the rotating barrel assembly. It doesn't do what it's supposed to, or it doesn't live where it's supposed to right now. Usually when I load in, it's floating out here doing whatever it wants to. And then I'll go into craft and come back out and check it out. Maybe it's floating up here or someplace else. So I don't know what that's all about, but I'm sure they're fixing it. Not a huge deal. Secondly, as far as weapons go, here we've got the external missile racks here. You've got 4 missiles on each side now. 2 racks, size 2 I believe, missiles. There's the other one, looking good. Nice to have 8 size 2 missiles in a firefight, that's for sure. And then third, and more importantly, showing a bit more flight ready maybe. The landing gear looks functional now, and we all know that the more functional ship looks, the more functional it becomes in the universe, and the closer it is to being ready to fly. So that is good news. Also, the thrusters out here looking good. Maneuvering thrusters, that is. So as far as the outside goes, that's about the only changes that I noticed. So let's move on into the inside of the ship now. This is kind of an internal fix here that they've done, or improvement rather. But the door to enter the ship is now a door that makes sense. Before you would drop it down, and the ramp in 2.0 had a bunch of little oddly shaped and angled stairs, or steps rather, that would form a little staircase ramp up into the ship, and it just didn't work. It didn't look right as far as I'm concerned, and it definitely didn't work. You would try to walk up there and your character would wind up stuttering up the stairs like this, or you couldn't get up and you had to jump just to get into the ship. And, this is much better. This almost even looks like you could take a little hand truck and roll a little something up in here, like a little box or something. Not that the Vanguard really has any cargo space, but I mean, hey, they said like if it fits, it ships, right? So you could basically put whatever you can fit in there. Now that you have a hand truck or a ramp that'll take a hand truck, I'm sure you could get some stuff in there if you wanted to. Let's close this on up, and we will move into the... Oh, actually, let's look at the back here a little bit more. That's probably going to be something functional, little mini game, maybe something to do with power distribution or restoring gravity, or who knows. But you can see like the little conduits that go to it here. It's going to have some function once the ship is fully functional. Some ventilation fans back here. I'm not sure what this is, but probably has access to generator, since it says GNR 5. I don't know, just a guess. But regardless, it looks great. So, moving along. Going into Deck B. I guess this would be the crew quarters slash living area slash engineering area. They have made some changes in here that make more sense. You actually have, and this was one of my big gripes about the last ship in 2.0, they have a functional latrine now. Before it was just a little cubby with a shower, and that was it. There was no toilet, and then there was a little sink next to it outside. This is much better in my opinion. So you've got your little tiny lockers up top there, you've got some drawer space below the sink there, and a first aid kit and whatnot. So this was all there before, but it wasn't in the same area. Also, there was no toilet, so that would have been a problem, and I'm pretty sure it's illegal in most countries, or at least at the current time, to do a number 2 in the shower. If it's not illegal, it should be. This is gross. But anyway, there you go. Shower. I'm probably going to use that. The toilet's going to retract into the wall. So that's good. No functional door right now, and that's a problem because you don't want to get water all over the place. Plus, I don't want anybody taking a look at me while I'm doing my business. Alright, weapon rack stayed in the same spot. The engineering station moved over to the left-hand side behind the escape pod slash bunk beds. As you see, it's the same one that they had from before. It's the same, or at least I believe it's the same one from the Retaliator. It makes sense. There you have it. So it's going to work well. Just like the Retaliator one does. There's lockers, they switch locations between those two, I guess. Little workspace area maybe, and some cabinet area. And then the escape pods slash bunks. And before we go up into the now functional turret, one more clue that it's getting closer to flight ready. You'll notice that they did a lighting overhaul in here. I think it looks nice. It's not a ton of light, but I guess there doesn't really need to be. But it looks great, so there's that. We'll go up into the turret here, and I've noticed that the animation looks great. There are no clipping issues. The skeleton of the player works just fine with the position of everything. I haven't seen any issues with the skeleton. Now, I have seen this. It's been twice that I've noticed this now. Actually, last video I was trying to record did the same thing, so I'm not sure what's up with this. But I'll try to do some editing magic and get a good shot in there next. Video editing magic, go! Alright, let's see what happens this time. Alright, I'm a great magician. Apparently it worked. Yeah, I had to back out, delete my user folder in the test files, and that seemed to clear it up. Previously, I had been getting into the cockpit seamlessly and easily with no problems whatsoever, I don't know, a dozen or more times, and then all of a sudden decided to do that. So anyway, now that we're in the cockpit, or the gunner seat turret, let's talk about this a little bit. Again, it looks like an Aegis vehicle, feels like an Aegis vehicle, kind of generic looking up top if you ask me. I'm not saying that I don't like it, I'm just not like terribly impressed or anything. These screens will be customizable to put whatever you want on there, obviously. And then you see those large sawbuck weapons on each side. And that's going to be pretty handy to have. I like the use of projectile weapons here, as well as in on the nose gun, because you don't really have to worry as much about power consumption, especially as a gunner. You don't want to be you don't want to be taking power away from other systems, or you don't want to have to worry about taking power away from other systems when you're not going to be in charge of delegating where that power goes. The only downside to that is you can run out of ammo. So, I mean, it's a trade-off, but I like it. I'm not sure if sawbucks are what I would use, but still, they hit pretty hard, and when you hit your mark, they're definitely worthwhile. But there's that. Let's get out of here and go back down and check out the cockpit. Alright, so now we'll move into the fore section of the ship, the cockpit section. You notice that I believe they have done a lighting pass in here. I can't remember what it looks like in 2.0 exactly, but it looks nice. I mean, you can see what you're doing. You can see your way up the stairs and everything. I believe that over here on either side there's going to be some sort of mini game that you can do involving power, probably, or power restoration or something like that. And then moving forward, I'm not sure what these things are exactly, but they're numbered. They might have something to do with shields or power or something like that, but coming up into the cockpit here, I love the cockpit. It's too bright, in my opinion. Being a fighter, you want to have reduced visibility yourself,
activated.
Your vehicle
green.
to be as low visibility as possible. And with all these bright lights on in here, I would hate to give my position away to enemy craft. Now that being said, it might not actually be like this in flight. I know that they are working on having different states of lighting depending on what state the ship is in. So this might just be a landed or docked state of lighting. Maybe when we go into flight mode or combat mode, the lighting may dim, but I don't see the need for all this light up here. It's nice to be able to look at all these pretty little components and whatnot up here, and they do look pretty, but it would be better to have less light in a flight situation. They'll probably change it, but you can see here the console is pretty awesome looking. It's definitely an Aegis ship. It doesn't have exactly the same setup as a Retaliator or the Saber, but you can sit down in it and it looks like an Aegis ship. It feels like an Aegis ship. They use the same materials, the same decals and textures as the other ships, and it just really speaks for the functionality of the shipbuilding pipeline that they've got going on. It's an Aegis ship. I mean, you sit in an Aegis ship, you know what they look like, and you know what they feel like, so that's great. So that's about all that I have for this video. Just wanted to put it out in case 2.1 update doesn't get put out publicly for a few days, so everybody can take a look at it. If you've enjoyed my video, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I am going to be doing more regular video content starting soon, and I would love to hear your feedback. If I've made any mistakes, if you have any arguments, any corrections, don't hesitate to let me know. If you have any suggestions for future videos, let me know as well, or if you just think my video sucked for whatever reason, you can let me know that as well. And otherwise, I will see you in the verse. This has been Sergeant Donut, and take care.